I want to forget. I want to heal. I want to forget the new trilogy. I want to not think about this like when I'm laying awake at night staring at my popcorn ceiling. I want to stop thinking about the new trilogy. But then Adam Driver goes and does this interview and I'm reminded of all the reasons why I live to forget. Hi y'all, SnarkyJay cosplay here. One of the only good parts of the new trilogy to me was the incredible performance delivered by Adam Driver. That's not Adam Driver. That's not Adam Driver either. That's an Oriental cat that just looks like Adam Driver. That's all. Yes, okay, there we go. There's Adam Driver. Adam Driver's performance as Ben Solo / Kylo Ren was maybe one of the only good parts of the new trilogy, and that's not to say that anything was well written with Kylo Ren / Ben Solo, but it was just the fact that Adam Driver is a very intense, very talented actor that made it almost bearable. And Adam Driver recently gave me quite a bit to think about. He was actually just interviewed on the Rich Eisen show, and he gave some insight as to what exactly went so wrong with Kylo Ren in the new trilogy. As we all know, Kylo Ren was supposed to be the big bad. He was a huge Darth Vader fanboy. He killed his father Han Solo, and when it looked like things were just going to continue getting worse, he turned to the light side, embraced Rey Palpatine, and sacrificed himself as the true hero we all knew he was gonna be when he stabbed f***ing Han Solo and threw him off a platform. Yeah, that made zero sense, and it made zero sense for a good reason. Also, before everybody starts asking, I'm planning on doing Catwoman stuff after this, so that's why I'm wearing contact lenses. I am not hoping you guys forget that my eyes are brown. So according to Adam Driver, when they started with the new trilogy, Kylo Ren had a very, very clear-cut path from the beginning. The director of Episode 7, The Force Awakens, otherwise known as A New Hope Part 2 Electric Boogaloo, J.J. Abrams wanted to do a sort of reverse Darth Vader, according to Adam Driver. What's meant by that is that, well, Darth Vader started off as completely committed to the bit, absolute bad guy status, and then over time we started to see him become more fragile, his connection to the dark side became weaker, he became more vulnerable, until we finally saw him sacrifice himself for the sake of his son and the galaxy, all while looking very much like Humpty Dumpty in the Shrek franchise. Kylo Ren was going to have a similar sort of character arc, but in reverse. He was going to start off very vulnerable and fighting to keep this connection to the dark side, which we can see in Episode 7. He's often struggling with himself.
I feel it again. The pull to the light.
His emotional.
Have helped in the escape.
And we also see that he's a little reluctant to do what he needs to do in killing his father.
I know what I have to do, but I don't know if I have the strength to do it.
That vulnerability was well written into that film, and it was also well acted out by Adam Driver. If things had gone according to J.J. Abrams' plan, by the end of Episode 9, Kylo Ren was supposed to be absolutely committed to being a bad guy. There was no redemption plot ever in mind for the character of Kylo Ren / Ben Solo. Which makes sense, because again, we literally saw him f***ing shank Han Solo. And usually it would be pretty f***ing hard to redeem a character once they've committed patricide, especially within a franchise that caters to kids sometimes. So it seemed like a good plan, right? To have the guy who shanked probably one of the coolest dads in the galaxy end up going full bad and then probably dying in some triumphant, very Star Wars-esque explosion near the end. That seemed like a good plan. But when J.J. Abrams was out of directing the second film in the new trilogy and Rian Johnson came into the picture, everything went to shit. According to Adam Driver, we were literally never supposed to see Kylo Ren return to being Ben Solo. Again, he was always Ben Solo, he was always Ben Solo who converted to being Kylo Ren, but we were never going to see this return to the good side. There was no redemption planned. When Adam Driver signed on, that was never part of the deal. He was always supposed to be the big bad. And then when Rian Johnson came in, he metió la cuchareta, which in English I guess that would mean like he stuck his spoon in the pot. He decided that Kylo was supposed to start going back to good, and eventually he was gonna fall in love with Rey Palpatine out of nowhere, and he was gonna redeem himself, and it was gonna be this stupid fest that was Episode 9. Rian Johnson is the guy that started us on that path. I'm sorry, I'm just half past annoyed. Adam Driver's interview basically confirms what we all thought, that Star Wars, the new trilogy, was written without a f***ing plan in mind, because the plan to have the bad guy, shocker, be a bad guy, was changed. The plan to have the nobody who discovered the Force was changed, and then she became a Palpatine. All of these things ended up being changed and shifted into the absolute show that the new trilogy was, because really there was no plan. And that's what makes Disney an absolute killer of franchises. When George Lucas made the original trilogy, and even when he made the prequels, which were not well loved for a very long period of time, either way, he still had an idea that was born out of creativity, a story that he wanted to tell, characters that were going to be instruments in telling a story. Disney doesn't know storytelling anymore. What Disney knows is making money. What Disney knows is feeding you nostalgia bait to get you into the theater seats, to get you to buy a Disney Plus subscription, and then when you're most hooked onto the that they're going to serve you, they serve you nothing but disastrous material that destroys everything you've ever loved about a franchise, about a character, about an intellectual property. That's what they're about. Revolutionizing things that were well loved and turning them into things that are not only unrecognizable, but completely unlovable. And that's exactly what they did with the new trilogy, because there was no idea. A villain can be an incredibly compelling character, even if you only see him lean more and more into the dark side over time. It can still be an incredibly cool process to watch. It can be well written, and they could have done that with Kylo Ren, especially considering the talent that they had in Adam Driver, who was portraying the character. Instead, they took a route of redemption so they could keep selling you action figures and keep telling your kids, hey, second chances are good for everybody. Yeah, not when the guy kills his own f***ing dad. But it was all in service of making Rey Palpatine look like a ray of sunshine that could turn even the worst disasters into good self-sacrificing guys with great hair and cozy sweaters. I want to forget. I want to heal. I want to forget the new trilogy. I want to not think about this like when I'm laying awake at night staring at my popcorn ceiling. I want to stop thinking about the new trilogy. But then Adam Driver goes and does this interview, and I'm reminded of all the reasons why I live to forget. I will never forgive Disney for what we could have had, because I would have given anything to see Adam Driver go absolutely nuts in Episode 9, actually doing cool shit and not just coming out in a little sweater, doing a shrug, and helping Princess Rey fix everything, because that shit was ass. And that's all from me. I've been SnarkyJay. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. For more SnarkyJay, be sure to check me out on Instagram, and if you'd like to support my content creation while getting access to some fabulous photo shoot sets in the process, feel free to check out and subscribe to my Patreon. I will link both in the description below, and let me know your thoughts on this new Ben Solo Kylo Ren news in the comments below.